Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Bernie here, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions with the emphasis on basketball opinions today as we kind of discuss what happened to the Phoenix Suns in Game 7. Again, this is a thing that I think a lot of us did not expect happening. I, of course, had the Phoenix Suns beating the Golden State Warriors, and especially in the second time around, and that was proven to be false. And so it'll be the Warriors versus the Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals. But nevertheless, we need to figure out what the heck just went on with this team. Again, when we look at the whole situation and look at everything in a microscope, it sucks to see that a guy like Chris Paul, and again, I know I have people that hate Chris Paul. He's probably one of my favorite point guards of all time. I like the way he plays, and maybe that's just because I'm a shorter player myself, and you kind of try to model your game after players that you kind of idolize, and Chris Paul is one of them. Again, very tactical, very masterful, and knows the game very well, so knows all the tips and tricks, and that's probably what frustrates a lot of people. Same thing that Draymond does to people, same thing that people get frustrated for him for. Probably the same thing that they don't really like Chris Paul. But nevertheless, going back to everything, this is a very peculiar situation. Again, we look at the things that happened for this series, and again, what really happened was more so the fact that I think that the Phoenix Suns awoke in a beast in Luka that I don't think we've ever seen before. And again, this is kind of the situation at hand when it comes to these two players, and we talk about people that really get frustrated. Again, Anthony Edwards also called him out. Again, there's a lot of people calling him out. That being Chris Paul. Patrick Beverley won in his world tour for biggest hater of the year for Chris Paul. Went on ESPN, talked his talk. And again, this is a situation that we have to kind of monitor and look at. Again, I did not expect this to happen. I expected this to be a little bit closer than it did. And so that's kind of the situation that I'm noticing kind of going here. And again, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Talk about kind of the situation at hand. And I'm trying to find the video more so and kind of talk about this whole situation that went on for the Phoenix Suns and I would say the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. And again, we're going to listen into what they said game 2. So this is, of course, when the Phoenix Suns were up 2-0 against it. And again, before we get started, guys, actually, I hate to do the self-promo, but we have to do it here. Please remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Again, the more likes, the more subscribers, the more the channel can grow and develop into something that I want it to be special. I want it to be a place where people can kind of come and communicate their thoughts and opinions on the NBA. Don't care what your opinion is. Don't care what your thoughts are. The only thing I really care about is what you guys have to say about the game. This is what is important on this channel, is figuring out what you guys think and what you guys feel. Because I want to know what the general consensus of NBA fans are when it comes to this stuff. So, without further ado, let's listen in to the question that got Luka very heated.
Especially late in the game when he's logged heavy minutes like that.
We just try to play.
Again, we look at the smirk there.
Long series, we got 2 games. We're just gonna keep playing.
Chris, late in Kobe's career, he said something along the lines of, like, if I could just be a closer like Mariano Rivera and come in, like, he would relish that role.
And so the question that was at hand was more so talking about like Luka and like how hard it is for him to work, like, especially, with him working so hard on offense, defensively, he's probably going to be a guy that you try to pick on. And you, of course, had Devin Booker, you had Chris Paul kind of smirking there, kind of laughing at each other. And then we, of course, have this from after the game the other day, the Luka Special. I like when people trash talk me. And, of course, this, of course, stems from the situation of Devin Booker getting fouled. I'm going to try to find this foul really quick because this was this was something. And if I can find it, I will try to find it. I'm trying to find where it's at. This was, and maybe I'll have to look on YouTube for it. We'll try to look up the Luka Special, Devin Booker. And again, this is when he got fouled. Again, this is what it was.
Get up, boy. Get up, boy.
And again, this is where it stems from the Luka Special, obviously getting fouled hard, kind of rolled on the ground. I think they're trying to make fun of the fact that Luka does this quite a bit. And so, again, this is what was deemed as the Luka Special. So, reading onto the article, Luka Doncic, of course, talks about when Doncic fell down and absorbed contact, Booker called it the Luka Special. In that game, the two were trading off insults throughout. When asked about the trash talking, Luka said it motivated him. It gets me going. It's fun, said Doncic. It's a competitive basketball, and I like it. When Suns center Ayton elbowed Doncic in the head, it was Doncic's own teammate doing the trash talking. And again, this is the situation that I noticed when it comes to this. Like, the Phoenix Suns did not come to play that game. But, like, when it comes down to it, Booker and Ayton, I think, let down Chris Paul. I think that they all have a part to play. I think, I can't excuse the Chris Paul game. I think Chris Paul played terribly. He played terribly for 3 games. But, when you are, like the person said in the interview, you are the Mariano Rivera. You are the closer. Like, that's where I view Chris Paul. Chris Paul, to me, is that guy where it's like you just bring him in to kind of close the game out, seal the deal, and not really worry about the situation that's going on in the future. But when you look at it, both Booker and Ayton did not show up in that game. Again, we can look at the stats. And again, we could talk about this game 7 in terms of like how many minutes they played. But what we can't ignore is the fact that this should have been a much better game. And again, I'll try to look at, let me see if I can find their latest game. I'll probably have to go on ESPN and look for it. Ugh, hate doing this. Sorry, guys, for not really having the stuff available and ready at the time. But, we look at the sort of situation at hand. Go to the NBA really quick. Look at the scores from the 15th. We can look at this box score. And again, this to me was disappointing. Like, we look at the fact that we go down to the Phoenix Suns, and I'll pull this down for you guys so you can see a little bit better. And you guys can kind of see the numbers from these guys. We look at the stats, right? Crowder with a minus 37, only 5 points. Bridges, Defensive Player of the Year, 3 for 11, 0 for 3, 6 points. Ayton, 2 for 5, 17 minutes. I don't care how long the kid's been playing. There's no excuse as to why he's playing that many minutes. And I didn't really mention it in the video before I recorded the Ayton video. Like, there's no reason why Ayton should not be playing more minutes. That to me is a little bit trash and garbage. Again, we look at Devin Booker, 3 of 14, 0 for 4. And of course, Chris Paul, 4 for 8, 1 for 3. Again, I'm not expecting so much from Chris Paul. The only thing I'm expecting from him is to be a guy that comes in, does the thing in the fourth quarter. Like, if you need buckets in the late quarter, he will find those buckets or he will get those buckets. And that's all I really care about. Now, in order to get this team in the games and like keep them competitive, you have to look at guys like Booker, Ayton, Crowder, Bridges. Those guys need to take full on responsibility for what happened in that game that happened 2 nights ago. Like, to me, when we look at the amount of minutes they played, when we look at how they were playing, there's no reason why they should be giving you 5 points, 6 points, 11 points. Like, Booker should be scoring. Like, this is a guy that a lot of people said should be in the MVP discussion. And, I'm not the biggest, I would say I like Devin Booker, but I'm not the biggest Devin Booker fan. I think a lot of people overrate him in a sense that the dude's a tremendous scorer, but if you take that away, there's a reason why the Phoenix Suns were never good when he was on the team without Chris Paul. And, you have to bring in a guy like Chris Paul to change the culture. Monty Williams, a guy that changed the culture. And I really feel bad for Monty Williams because those guys let him down. Booker should have played a lot better. Ayton should have played more than 17 minutes. If it's front office stuff, we have to really question the front office as to why he didn't play that much. And then Jay Crowder. Again, Jay Crowder, I would say, is probably one of the most disappointing role players in recent years. The fact that he comes up short every single year, every single time, is so disappointing and frustrating. If I'm a Phoenix Suns fan or Miami Heat fans back when he was playing for them, again, I've been disappointed. Even Jay Crowder in the Dallas Mavericks, he's been very disappointing as a role player and doesn't come up when the lights are bright. Miquel Bridges, another guy I'm disappointed in. Again, runner up to Defensive Player of the Year, should have played a lot better. There's no reason why he went 3 for 11 in that game. And again, you look at guys like Cameron Payne, 2 for 7, terrible. Cam Johnson, 20 minutes, getting 3 for 6 again. Okay, not the best. This to me was inexcusable from the Phoenix Suns to lose to the Dallas Mavericks. Again, I don't really rate the Dallas Mavericks squad that high. I think that they're okay, but we have to give them credit where credit is due. Jalen Brunson playing tremendous right now. He's obviously earned himself at least in the conversation of a max deal. Luka Doncic, we all know who he is. We all know what he can do. I am not surprised by his stat line or what he was able to do. Probably should have played a little bit more, and I think he would have went off for 50. If not for the fact that the Phoenix Suns decided not to play that night. Spencer Dinwiddie coming off the bench, 25 points, 30 points. That is tremendous. That is something special. And again, nobody else really stepped up for their team. Again, they had some guys, Dorian Finney-Smith obviously had a huge game the night before. You have Reggie Bullock, 5 points, Dwight Powell, 6 points. And again, there's nobody else on this team that really should be doing the things that they did. And then you got Max Kleber, again, 3 points, not really doing too much. Bertans 0 for 3, not really much. Again, this team should not be blowing out the Phoenix Suns, who are constructive wise one of the best teams in the NBA. They've won more games than everybody else. They should have done a lot better, and that to me is where the disappointment comes in. If I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, if I'm a Phoenix Suns, someone that appreciates the Phoenix Suns and the way that they play the game, it's disappointing to see that they went out this way. And again, you have to call out Devin Booker and Ayton. And again, I don't want to criticize him because again, Ayton, who knows if that was a front office decision or not. I am disappointed in Devin Booker as someone that is supposed to be in the MVP discussion, someone that was supposed to really make a huge impact for this team. Again, fell short. It happened in last year's NBA Finals, and it happened now. Booker needs to step up in that category. There's no reason why Booker should have been that off in that game. Again, 11 points, 3 for 14. There's no way in the world as the quote unquote superstar, someone that is supposed to carry the team, there is no way that you should be 3 for 14. And I think that it sucks to see. And again, I'm not expecting that much from Chris Paul. I think anybody expecting a lot from Chris Paul in terms of being a guy that can give you 20 points in a game, can 14 assists, things like that. Like, that's not Chris Paul anymore. Like, Chris Paul has, aged gracefully throughout these playoffs and really throughout these last 2 years. Like, he is a good player. I don't think that he is someone that, is necessarily going to carry a team, but he's definitely a great asset to have. Like, if the Boston Celtics had him, I think we'd actually do really well. Again, I'm not sure, defensively that would be a mismatch because obviously we've kind of tried to steer away from smaller guards, at least the Celtics kind of philosophy in these last 10 years. But, still adding a guy like that, adding that value in offense, it would be a tremendous value. But at the end of the day, we have to call out the Phoenix Suns. They did not step up. They did not come. They did not show up to primetime. And that is the most disappointing kind of outcome that you could have as a Phoenix Suns fan. And I would love to get more so. I think in the weekend, I will try to get more so into the kind of videos and what I saw and what things worked, what things didn't work defensively. I think that's probably where the biggest weakness was in this last game. And really, I think it's just the effort-wise. I think it was just not there. And I think that this has been a very disappointing season, I would say, for the Phoenix Suns because of the expectations of they went to the NBA Finals once. They probably should have went again. And again, this is just the case of the Phoenix Suns just kind of running out of steam at the end of the day. And again, we'll have to look at the situation at hand when it comes to this whole thing and figure out what to do with the Phoenix Suns and like where they go from here. Again, I talked a little bit about Ayton. I thought that he should go. I think that the Phoenix Suns should look for trade explorations because I don't think Ayton's going to be happy in Phoenix. I think the ownership group has made it clear that they don't want him. I think Ayton probably wants a start where he's the guy or the second guy at least where he is not getting held down by some people. And I just think that that's kind of what he wants in his career. So I'm curious to see what you guys think. If, again, this is from my perspective. Again, a fan, not a fan of the game, coaching, but not echelon of like the NBA. And again, that's just from my perspective. And again, I would love to know what you guys think about this whole thing. Because I think it is interesting to kind of see, like, why did the Phoenix Suns not step up in that game? Why did the Phoenix Suns not compete in that last game? Because really, that was the game for their lives. And again, it would have been a fun matchup to see the Golden State Warriors versus the Phoenix Suns. Because I think it's two great teams that play the game the right way, that play the game tremendously beautifully. You can see it. But again, we're going to get Luka ball going against the Golden State Warriors, and I'm curious to see how Jason Kidd, again, I will also apologize to Jason Kidd because I've called him out before, especially with the book coming out about his coaching style, especially in Milwaukee. But I do think that like the years of coaching there, coaching on the Lakers, getting that experience, I think it was a great thing for Jason Kidd. And maybe he just accepted the other two jobs way too early, and kind of had to learn the ropes. But again, you do have to give credit where credit is due, and I do apologize to Jason Kidd. I was wrong on him. And again, going to the Western Conference Finals obviously has shown tremendous growth as a coach and also tremendous growth as a team as this Mavericks team continues to impress each and every time. But again, that is just my opinion. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys make? Love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And again, let me know what is going to be going on for the NBA Finals. Who do you guys got? And also, what do you guys think the Phoenix Suns struggled in that Game 7 against the Dallas Mavericks in the semifinals? Again, my name is Bernie. Thank you once again for joining us here. Please remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Again, all that stuff leads to the algorithm liking us more, which means that people are going to be more interested in the channel. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace out, everybody.